Dawda Jawara was born on May 16, 1924, in a village called Barajally Tenda in the central part of the Gambia. His parents were Almami Jawara and Mama Fati. Dawda was one of 6 sons, and he was the youngest in his family. His father was a successful trader, and their family had a noble background. From an early age, Dawda attended local Arabic schools to learn the Quran, which was a common practice for children in the Gambia. Since there were no primary schools in his village, he moved to Georgetown, now called Janjanburh, to continue his education. A family friend, Ebrima Yuma Jallo, helped sponsor his schooling at the Mohammedan primary school, where he excelled, especially in science and mathematics. After finishing high school, Dawda worked as a nurse at the Victoria Hospital in Bathurst, now Banjul. Seeking more opportunities, he went to Achimota College in Ghana to study science. Although he met Ghana's future leader, Kwame Nkrumah, politics didn't interest him much at that time. Dawda's academic journey continued in Scotland at Glasgow University, where he studied veterinary medicine. It was here that he began to develop an interest in politics. He joined various student groups and learned about political movements. He also met Cheddi Jagan, who later became the leader of Guyana. After graduating in 1953, Dawda returned to the Gambia as a veterinary officer. In 1955, Dawda married Augusta Mahoney, the daughter of Sir John Mahoney, a prominent figure in Bathurst. This marriage helped him build strong social connections. As a veterinary officer, Dawda traveled across the Gambia, vaccinating cattle and meeting influential cattle owners. These connections later became crucial for his political career. The Gambia was divided into 2 parts: the colony, urban areas, and the protectorate, rural areas. Political activity was mostly limited to the colony. In 1959, Dawda was nominated as the secretary of the newly formed Protectorate People's Party, PPP, which aimed to represent the rural population. He resigned from his veterinary position to focus on politics. The party later changed its name to the People's Progressive Party, PPP, to be more inclusive. Dawda quickly became the leader of the PPP. In 1962, he became the prime minister, marking the start of his domination in Gambian politics. With his leadership, the Gambia gained self-government in 1963 and full independence on February 18, 1965. After independence, Dawda and the PPP faced high expectations from the people. They aimed to build a nation that would support both farmers and urban dwellers. However, the challenges were significant, and not all promises could be fulfilled immediately. During the early years of self-government, Dawda sought to strengthen ties with Senegal. There were talks of coordinating economic programs and cooperation, especially in agriculture. This collaboration was seen as a way to bolster both countries' economies. One of the biggest challenges to Dawda's rule was the attempted coup in 1981. Led by Kukoi Samba Sanyang, the coup reflected dissatisfaction with the economy and alleged corruption. The coup was suppressed with the help of Senegalese troops, but it highlighted weaknesses within Dawda's government. Following the coup attempt, the Gambia and Senegal formed the Senegambian Confederation in 1981. This arrangement aimed to strengthen cooperation, but it faced criticism for being hastily implemented without wide public input. The Confederation dissolved in 1989. In the mid-1980s, the Gambia initiated the Economic Recovery Program, ERP, to address economic challenges. With international assistance, the program led to significant economic improvements. However, corruption became a serious issue, with several scandals involving prominent figures linked to the PPP. Despite economic recovery, the Gambia remained one of the poorest countries, with high infant mortality rates and low literacy levels. Structural adjustment programs led to government fragmentation and growing corruption, which undermined the PPP's credibility. Dawda managed to maintain power by balancing patronage and support from various societal groups. He avoided using force and relied on political accommodation to keep his party united. By the early 1990s, Dawda announced his intention to retire, but he was persuaded to stay on due to fears of political instability. He was re-elected in 1992, but his government faced mounting dissent. On July 22, 1994, a group of soldiers led by Lieutenant Yahya Jammeh staged a coup, ending Dawda's rule. He went into exile but returned in 2002 as an elder statesman. He continued to play a role in international affairs and lived in the Gambia until his death on August 27, 2019. Sir Dawda Jawara is remembered as a key figure in the Gambia's journey to independence. He was a leader who valued democracy, unity, and tolerance. Despite challenges, he maintained a peaceful and relatively stable political environment during his tenure. His life and work remain a significant part of Gambian history,